I would go holler at the least attractive girl in the bunch, because then it made the other ones think. Well, I'm like, yeah, I got you.
No, wait a minute.
I'm gonna holler at your girl and dance with her, and me and her gonna cut up on this dance floor, and I'm gonna leave you sitting right here looking crazy. That's what I did.
But then what happens
Right.
when you say you choose the less?
What I'm talking about, I didn't say to try to holler. I'm talking about, look, let me grab her to dance, because nobody else is asking her to dance. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let her get the same kind of treatment that this sister's giving all these other brothers.
And then now you set her up, because remember,
It worked.
emotion. We talked about this.
Asking her to dance is not setting her up. I like to dance.
Go ahead.
If you asked her to dance because no one else was asking her, you have now given her that boost that she needed to feel like, oh, okay, well, he might be interested.
I don't think so.
But yeah,
This is through the
it's through the eyes of a woman. Today.
Legit.
So that's what you're doing, is you're giving her false hope that there is some connection.
Says the queens of false hope. Women are false hope. Women will give Negroes false hope all day. Come on. Hey guys, welcome to the Soul of a Man podcast. It is your boy DB in the building. I am here with my wonder twin, Chill. Chill, what's good, brother?
Hey, I ain't got it, man. Lovely to be in Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, God's country. Here we are.
Yes, sir.
So today, we got a little something special going on. We're cooking up a little something special. This is the Soul of a Man podcast through the eyes of a woman.
Oh, man.
And we have two special guests on the show, certainly not strangers. You've seen them both. Dr. Laura Colson, who's been on our show now. This will be number 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
5 on it.
And she got 5 on it. And we have our Aggie sister for 40 years. My girl, for the second time, Miss Sheila Harrison.
Sheila,
Welcome to the Soul of a Man through the eyes of a woman.
Right.
So what we got here today, ladies and gents, is Chill and I get a chance to take our day job and take our hats off, and we're actually going to be the ones being interviewed.
Yeah.
The ladies are taking over the Soul of a Man, so I guess it's the Soul of a Woman for today. And I'm going to pass the mic over to the ladies and let them do what they do. Let's we sit here and chill out and prepare to answer some of these questions that they have for us.
How your
Ladies?
nerves, bro?
Huh?
How your nerves?
Man, I'm cool as a fan.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
Cool on the other side of the pillow.
There it is.
Well, let's see if it gets heated
Oh.
up.
Right.
Uh-oh. Ladies, it's on you.
All right, Sheila, you go ahead and get it
You
started.
want me to get started?
Let's get
Okay.
started.
All right. So what we're gonna do is so we took the opportunity to poll some women, and asked them, some questions that they may want to pose to get a perspective from a married man, single man, divorced man, however you want to look at it. And let me just say, my chat was on fire. There are some serious questions, and they want some serious answers.
Okay.
We need to be transparent.
Okay.
We need to just put it out there. Let them know what it is.
And I'll add to that. So I had a Galentine's gathering,
Mm-hmm.
and we watched a few episodes together. And so I too polled a few of the ladies that were there, and we have some questions, maybe connected to a previous episode or not, but I think it'd be great in general to hear males' perspectives of things.
So I polled a couple of brothers, and they told me to tell y'all we ain't never scared.
Okay, Jamal.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
So you want me to kick off the
Yeah,
first
go ahead,
question?
go ahead.
Yeah. So this first question is going to be for you, DB. And so I just want to know, and a few people want to know, what is the biggest challenge you face as a married man? Don't be
The
scared.
biggest challenge I face as a married man,
Mhm.
well, I think for me it's twofold. Number one, I started over completely, meaning not only spouse, but I added two more kids to my mix. Uh, I didn't. This was not a blended family thing. My wife had two kids by me, and I have adult kids. So um, that dynamic. So you're talking about kids who are 35, 29, 8, and 4. And it's much different parenting now than it was 25 years ago, 26 years ago, whatever. So that's there's some difficulties in that and some challenges in that. I'm way different. I don't have the energy to chase behind like I did then. So my wife does a lot of the heavy lifting as it relates to the parenting, especially from a disciplinarian standpoint. I don't discipline. I'm the punk parent
Wow.
of the two. I'm just being honest.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a bit difficult. The marriage itself, because this is my third time, has actually gotten easier
Okay.
because I am well aware and well in tune with who I am. Finally, we've grown together. My wife is and I know this sounds sort of cliche, but she's really low maintenance. She likes what she likes and she likes to do what she does. But other than that, she's not a big rah rah girl. So she makes it real easy. So I can't say it's been a challenge. It has not. I think the only challenge is that people question the difference in our age and they want to know, how I feel about that. But she's got an old soul, and actually, I'm young at heart, so we sort of balance each other out.
Love it.
Well, that's great. But can I flip it?
Flip it.
So, being a married man, in for instance, a city with a lot of single women, that may approach you,
Mhm.
is that a challenge for you? How do you handle that?
So here's the cool thing. I live in the eastern part of North Carolina.
Okay.
If there's single women approaching me, chances are they got 3 teeth, one in their mouth and 2 in their pockets.
But what about when you're traveling for business?
I don't travel for business anymore. I stopped doing that.
Okay.
Honestly, I made a conscious decision because I was gone 2 weeks out of every month for about a year or two,
Okay.
and I made a conscious decision that I didn't want to be away from my family. So I really don't do it that much.
So you really, we've learned you through the podcast, and we know that you're committed. So I need you to take off your hat as a married man and put on the hat of other married men out here. What makes a woman a magnet to married men? What makes a single woman a magnet to married men? Because a lot of my friends who are single are out, they'll be at bars and things like that, chatting it up, thinking someone is single because, of course, men don't always wear their rings, all of that good stuff, and you find out he's married, then the next one married. So what is it about a woman, a single woman, that makes them a magnet to married men?
That's a good question.
So my thought is, and it's crazy, shame on brothers who don't wear their rings, and I'm not throwing them under the bus or whatever, but I wear my ring everywhere I go. I don't try to hide the fact that I'm married. There's no need. To answer your question, though, I think married men, especially happily married men, they exude a different type of aura. And that aura is picked up on from single women. I can walk in a place knowing that I have the comfort of home to go to, so my conscience is clear, my mind is clear. I'm good when I walk into a room because I don't have a whole lot of worries back at home. And so I think what I throw out from that is, I guess, what people are picking up on. Until then, like you said, find out that I'm married. I went to this place here in Charlotte, Stacks, Are you familiar with that, Lauren?
Mhm.
So I went to Stats with my brother. This is a year ago. And the young lady who was taking up the money, she took our money, we went in. I had to go back outside for something, and she stopped me and she said, "Hey, can I get your phone number?" And I looked at her and I said, "I'm married." You know, she apologized. And she again, no harm, no foul. Number one, I'm not gonna front. She was younger. And I was like, "So the young chicks are still checking for you, boy? Okay, I'll take that." But honestly, it was just like, all right, you know, hey, I'm married. My brother said, "Man, you have come a long way." And, you know, at this point in my life, I don't want headaches. I just need to ride this thing out. When God calls me home, I need to be able to walk to those gates. And when He puts in that DVD or rewinds the tape of my life, and He can see all the foolishness, and when Jesus pleads my case, I want God to say, "Come on in." And me messing up this marriage won't be one of those reasons that keeps me out.
So are you saying that single women who exude that peace, that I'm complete, I'm good, that's what attracts married men to them?
No.
That's what I was asking.
Oh, okay. I'm
That's
sorry.
what I was asking.
No.
Yeah. Or you chill. I mean, double that chin if you need to.
I think some of it again, depending upon age, Darren alluded to it. With some men, it's a matter of, do I still have it?
Mm-hmm.
And may have no intentions of getting into anything or cheating or anything along that line, but pushing up to see if there's a response, because we need
Ego boost.
there's times we need that ego boost, and confirmation that you still got something.
And here's why, in most cases, because a lot of times you get comfortable in your marriage. Women think they're the only ones who need affirmation and to be told that they look nice, and men need that.
Yeah,
we need that.
I know the ego needs to be straight.
And well, here's the deal. Let's just call it what it is. You get a certain age, unless you're just some kind of a fitness guru or whatever, you know, you start to get the dad bod. You know, the midsection starts to protrude a bit. And so you're like, man, you know, you're starting to lose some hair or it's turning gray or whatever. And so you need to know that your spouse or significant other still looks at you the same way she did 10, 15 years ago.
right.
And a lot of times the comfort sets in and you don't get that as a man.
On both sides.
Both sides. Right.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah.
So, when have you both truly been happy in life?
Wow.
Like truly happy. Like I'm at this place. If nothing else occurs, if I don't do anything else, or I don't become anything else, or have anything else, what was that point in life, or what is that point if it's now when you've been truly happy?
I told somebody recently that even with some things not in place to the degree I would like for them to be in place right now, I don't know that I've ever been happier right now.
That's good stuff.
And so much of that ties back to my children, though, because in the split of myself and my wife, the older kids had 2 more years in high school left, and they wanted to finish high school where they were. I moved from Virginia back to North Carolina, so I'm apart from them for the first time in their lives. And when I say apart from them, I mean, I would travel for work. I might be gone a day or two, but I've never been apart from them. So all of a sudden, here I am in a situation where I'm apart from them for the first time in their 16 years at that point, 16 and 12 years at that point. They all decided to come to Greensboro, 2 for college, twins for college. And the little one went to his mother and said he wanted to come and live with me to go through his high school years. I've never been happier. Day they were born. Day they were born. But again, it's so much of it ties to them, even with some things personally not being exactly where I'd like it to be. This is a real happy time. Just turned 60. And you start hitting these milestones, and I'm not the person that hit 59 or hit 49 or hit 39 and is dreading that next year. It's just a different place and different space. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for letting me see this milestone. Because millions didn't make it.
You're one of the ones who did.
Come on.
No.
Okay. You want me to take the next one? So I'm interested to know, and this is for both of you guys. So whichever one want to take it first is fine. But when is the last time you actually cried, and why?
I'll start that. I cry frequently.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to cry right now. I lost my dad. April will be 5 years, and the hurt is still there. So that could be something that sort of jogs my memory about him, and I'll cry. I know his birthday is next Friday, would be next Friday, so I'll probably cry. And then April 28th, I'll probably cry again because that would be the 5-year anniversary of his passing. So, yeah, I cry frequently.
That's my mom's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. Same for me. We'll at this point, and I've been told not to focus so much on my age, but at this point, I don't hold nothing in. I mean, nothing. We shot an episode prior to shooting this episode of the show, and the guest just started cooking. He started preaching, and I could feel the tear on my face just prior to this show. But I'm not gonna hold things in, and when you do, at some point or another, it's gonna come out, and it's probably not gonna be in the best form that it could be. Whatever that emotional expression is, it's not gonna come out good. We did a show in a live chat a couple of weeks ago, and in that chat, a brother talked about what seems like simple childhood trauma, but he was a kid, 6, 7 years old, walking on the top of a chain link fence, and fell. And his uncles told him, "Get up, man up, big boys don't cry." He's now 53, and he said, "I don't cry." And that's sad to me.
It's sad to me too.
So with that, you all at a point now, they said real men don't cry, men cry in the dark. You all have gotten to a point, or maybe you've always been like that you've shown emotions. How do we help other men, or how do you all help other men, or how do we all in general help men and boys realize it's okay to do that and still be masculine with who you are? How did you get to that point?
I've been crying a long time. People probably don't believe it, but I'm a pretty sensitive guy. I'm not Ralph Tresvant sensitive, but I'm sensitive enough. So, yeah, I've never had a problem showing my emotions.
Was that your dad?
It certainly was not my dad. My dad was one of the strongest military men. Same thing. Don't cry. Suck it up. Don't be a punk. Just all of those things. And so for a while, I probably didn't. But man, at some point, you're like, you know what? I just feel better when I cry.
Do you recall, for real, do you recall when that point hit you? Like, yo,
I don't recall when. I don't.
Different situation. going to church, my father had his handkerchief in his coat, and I remember being a young kid, and even up through high school and into college, and preacher get going and spirit hit him, and just seeing white tears. I had the opportunity to speak at my previous church in Greensboro, and I was probably right out of college, probably about 23 or so, and I did my thing. I had to represent the pastor, who's now the bishop, gave me his pulpit for a few minutes to say something. And I went to my parents' house afterwards. They were both there. I went to their house afterwards to eat some breakfast because I had to do this thing at 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And my father's sitting there at the table, and he just got overcome. And my mother said, "Norman, are you crying?" And he didn't budge. He didn't listen to her. He didn't look at her. He directed what he needed to say right to me. He said, "Son, one day you're going to have children of your own, and they're going to make you so proud, you're not going to be able to contain it." But I knew, again, even as a young kid, it was okay to do so. And over time, it's gotten more frequent at this point. Like Darren mentioned losing his father. I lost both parents, all my grandparents, close friends, and realized the volatility of life, and that it's just not promised.
Right.
So when you're taking it in, and you're taking in God's greatness and all the beauty that is produced because of Him, I can't contain it. I can't hold it in.
You gotta liven this up because that got me kind of ooh.
Come on, Sheila.
I know you got something over there.
Come on.
Listen. Okay, so let's see which one I want to hit y'all with. So this one right here was pretty good. So one girl wanted to know, so why do men have a double standard for women dating multiple men when he's always out having fun and enjoying himself, but as soon as he feels like he's not the priority, then there's an issue. So if she wants 420s and he wants 420s, but it's a problem for her to have 420s, but it's not a problem for him, double standard. So why is that?
So I'll just give my opinion on it.
This is the soul of the man.
May not be factual.
Yeah.
First of all, men are very competitive. So everything we do is a pissing contest.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it one better.
BDC.
I'm gonna say it one better. It's a big dick contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when a woman goes out and gets 420s, maybe not so much these days, but typically there's some type of emotional connection. We can get 420s and not be connected emotionally to none of one of them.
Yep.
I guarantee you, if a woman has 420s, she's going to be connected to at least one emotionally. And when you guys understand something, when a woman cheats, there's probably some emotional connection there. When guys cheat, we may not even know the girl's name the next day. And so now you've made this emotional connection, and that's a hard bond to break. For me, a man can have a one-nighter and never have to see the girl again. A woman who gets emotionally connected, somehow that nigga gonna come back around, you gonna call him, something's gonna, because there's that connection. Because she's missing something at home, or maybe not. Maybe she just made an emotional connection. So I think we realize that as men. And here's the deal, and I've said this. If my wife cheated on me, there's no way I could not end the marriage. I can't do it. My ego won't allow me to do it. My pride won't allow me to do it. The marriage will be over, because if not, I'm going to make her life miserable. I'm just being honest. I'm going to make her life miserable. Because every time she goes out of the house, I'm wondering, is she going to cheat on me? Who's she going to see? What is she doing? I ain't no punk, I ain't no soft man. It's just like, I know what I can take and what I can't.
Yeah.
Now, in that same vein, that is the reason why I choose not to cheat on her, because I can only imagine what that hurt would be like. Because I know how it would make me feel.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
Not an answer, but it's always been a double standard in that regard. To Darren's point, it's about the connection. And women have more of a connection with folks that you all encounter than at times we do. Again, we could deal with multiple people and there just not be a connection there. Something I've heard in my own survey of women is that y'all always have the next guy in the wings.
Could be not.
Who's to say? But ladies, y'all heard that, right?
Right, y'all heard that.
Here's what I'll say about that. There's always a ninja who's lurking, that's lurking, who's willing to give a convenient compliment. And so,
And that's both sides of the court.
I always know it's a convenient compliment. I'm like, man, let me tell you something. You tell my wife, oh, you look great. Oh, let me do this. First of all, nigga, I've already done all of that. Let's start there. So I don't have to worry about it. Secondly, this is a convenient compliment. You don't wake up to what I wake up to. You don't wake up when her hair is all over her head and her breath is kicking. So it's easy to give her a convenient compliment when she looks good. But give it to her when she does not look good. Or as good, I should say. So that's what brothers like that do. It's the convenient compliment. So if somebody's waiting in the wing, Brett, first of all, you come to my crib, you got to take over these bills and these kids.
Right. So we've been talking about divorce, marriage a lot. Let's kick it over to Chill.
Yes.
Single man, we believe, right now, correct?
Yeah.
How would you like your woman to romance you?
To romance me.
Yes.
So it was interesting getting back on the dating scene at this season of life.
Slip on your red dress. Those high heels.
Oh my God.
I remember talking to one of our mutual boys, and I was like, folks are coming so strong.
These are the beehive.
I mean, coming hard.
Honey.
And, I'm not pushing folks away, but it was new. I was married for 23 years. So it was new to get back on that scene and have people coming with so much aggression and gonna lock you down. What's good, soulmates? This is your boy Chill from the Soul of a Man podcast. And we thank you for tuning in and hope that you are enjoying tonight's episode. But right now, we need your help. We need for you to like the episode. We need for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Soul of a Man podcast. And we need for you to share our content with your family and friends. It's the only way that we can continue to grow this vital and important platform. Thus far, the support has been immeasurable, and we're grateful. So from our souls to yours, we thank you. Now let's get back to the episode. And I was like,
Listen.
I just got out of this. I can't be locked down right now. I don't know that I'll ever be completely locked back down. I don't know. Don't know what that don't know yet what that looks like. But
But you open.
but I'm open. But it was, and he my boy was explaining, he was like, no man, these women not playing. They're not playing.
With all of them coming at you, working to try to lock you down, what does Chill desire? What does Chill want out of a woman from a romantic perspective or just from a partnership perspective?
My boy said it, Darren said it a couple of episodes ago. I'm a hunter. So, in old school. So for me, there's still I need to see what I see that's gonna attract me, and then I need to hunt her. I need to pursue her. And if it goes to a point beyond that, then you know, being old school, I need to court her. But even again, that's different at this season. So there's a whole lot of prayer, you know, that the person that I eventually encounter thought that I had, but the person I eventually encounter will be somebody that's easy. I hate to put it that way, and I'm not talking about easy to sleep with, easy to whatever, but personalities just mesh. My person, you know, it's a trip. At 60, to start back over from the beginning, you know. Well, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? Well, you like flowers? You like shrimp?
So do you think
You
you're
like
a
chicken
unicorn though? Because I remember DB on one of the previous episodes when we all were talking, he basically said, you know, men are realizing, I guess, that they're sought after now.
They the prize.
It's
they're
a prize.
So are you a unicorn? Are you unique? Are there other men out here you feel that think the way that you think? Because we heard what Darren said, and so men are hunters and I guess want to hunt, but do you really want to hunt, or do you want to be sought? And I'm trying to generalize. I hate to do that, but single women want to know because.
Well, here it is. Here it is. There's a lot of competition out there for single women. There's a lot of competition out there for single women, and unicorn from the vantage point of being, have kind of kept myself together, financially secure, kids almost grown and on their own. 2 of them are. One of them still holding on a little bit. God-fearing, genuinely nice person. Don't want no drama. That guy is a commodity. When you look at the vast expanse of men who are out there available, that person is a commodity. I don't look at that from an arrogant standpoint at all, but it was eye-opening for me. It was like, oh shit, people want you.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say, well, he's in tune, in the words of Cat Williams, with his star player. I think, even though, you know, I made that comment about men are the prize, and it still doesn't mean we don't want to hunt. I think the prize comes in being appreciated.
Yeah.
What I would tell women, single women who are seeking, be approachable.
Yeah.
Man, and I'm just being, can I keep it funny?
Yeah.
So tell us what's
come on.
approachable.
Man, sometimes just the look on sisters' faces.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look bothered.
I get that.
I get that too. Because a lot of times I'm focused, right? It's not that I'm trying to, and it's also a Colson gene. We frown because we're focused. But if you say something, I'm a come into a bikini.
No,
But if you don't lose your thought.
I got you.
But if you're out in a festive setting,
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah.
I was about to ask, what are you focused on? And because we have absolutely encountered
I'm focused on that drink.
going. Say what? Sheila?
I'm focused on that drink.
Focus on that. Yeah.
That old fashioned.
Well, what we need you to do is get your focus off that old fashioned. Keep sipping. Get your focus off that old fashioned. And if you see something you like,
Yeah.
smile, make yourself approachable.
Let me tell you what's crazy. Men, are the strongest men, we are afraid of rejection.
Yes. Yeah.
And so if you don't give me that cue, that, that, then I ain't gonna holler at you.
Yeah.
And I remember when I'm hanging out single days, and it's like, all right, she just gave me that look. I'm good. That she gave me that, come on in. That
Come hither.
it's
Right.
like
You're welcome.
she was directing the plane.
Right.
She was getting to the gate.
We need air traffic controllers right now.
Exactly. And so it made it easy because, man, I hated rejection. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Go to the club and you watch that sister that you really want to holler at, but you watch her shoot brother after brother after brother after brother down. You be like, she ain't gonna shoot me down.
And you know who I always admired the most, and we went to school with some of these cats?
Who was that?
They were the guys that played the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't give a damn shit. Yeah, okay, that one.
Next.
Let me tell you. Off to the next. I couldn't stand the rejection.
Let me tell you how I started pimping the game. You go find. I would go holler at the least attractive girl in the bunch, because then it made the other ones think like, I'm like, yeah, I got you.
No, wait a minute.
I'm gonna holler at your girl and dance with her, and me and her gonna cut up on this dance floor, and I'm gonna leave you sitting right here looking crazy. That's what I did.
But then what happens
Right.
when you say you choose the less?
No, what I'm talking about, I didn't say to try to holler. I'm talking about, look, let me grab her to dance, because nobody else is asking her to dance. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let her get the same kind of treatment that this sister's giving all these other brothers.
And then now you set her up, because remember,
It worked.
emotion. We talked about this.
Asking her to dance is not setting her up. I like to dance.
Go ahead.
If you asked her to
Mhm.
dance because no one else was asking her,
Mm-hmm.
you have now given her that boost that she needed to feel like, oh, okay, well, he might be interested.
I don't think so.
But yeah,
This is through the
it's
eyes of
through the eyes of a woman today.
Legit.
So that's what you're doing, is you're giving her false hope that there is some connection.
Says the queens of false hope. Women are false hope. Women will give Negroes false hope all day.
Come on.
All day. Hey, I think I'm gonna hit. Well, she told me she did this, she did that. I spent this much. Man, I don't want to hit tonight. No hit. So false hope.
But did she say it? So you asked to dance. That's direct. So she accepted.
Mhm.
But did you ask to hit it, or did she say you can hit it, or are you making a?
We all know there's some
I'm
cat.
just.
There's some cat and mouse, and there's some implicit signals in all of this.
Right.
So
You know.
tell us not to take everything face value.
Yes,
You don't take everything in face.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just because I ask you to dance don't mean I want to date you or sleep with you or anything. I see this sister over here, and that's just cold. As we grow, you remember you would go out and it'd be two fine chicks, one good, okay looking chick, and then one that's the least attractive one. But she was fun too. A lot of times those are the most fun ones because they didn't think they were cute. They didn't just act. I mean, maybe some of them did, but it's like, I'm gonna ask her to dance because she's the least pretentious. She's cool. I don't care what she looks like, and we're gonna go out on this dance floor and tear her up. It doesn't mean I want to sleep with her. And you walk her back off the dance floor. You drop off to her girls, and you keep it pushing. Then at the end of the night, when the lights start to flicker and they call for the last call, here she comes. And I ain't talking about the one.
I know
that you
you're
dance
talking about the one that you really wanted.
Exactly, because oh my God,
We know it's a game.
I appreciate you dancing with my girl. I know.
Yeah, we know it's a game.
It is.
Yeah.
But check this out. Dating is a game. It's the dating game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Something for women to know.
Yeah.
Your platonic male friends have all thought about being with you.
Oh,
Bing,
facts.
bing, 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 bing.
They have all.
I'm not oblivious to that at all.
Yeah.
I am very much aware of that.
Okay.
But I control that narrative.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
I control that
You
narrative.
absolutely. But,
You can have all the dreams you want, baby.
Well, y'all, when it comes to the cookies, y'all control that narrative
all
always
day.
anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
you married or single, you control that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean,
But,
Yeah.
but there's some women in relationships, oh, he's just my friend. Where we're like, no, he ain't just your friend. He has at some point thought about smashing.
That's a good segue
I know.
into a question. So, how do you guys feel about your wife or your significant other
Mhm.
having a male friend as a best friend? How do you feel about that? Like,
He has wanted to hit at some point. Hell no.
Well,
so you're not good. You're not comfortable with that.
Well, I know what his
His
thought.
end game is.
And not even necessarily his end game,
Mm-hmm.
but that thought has crossed his mind, and if given the opportunity, he will take it.
I'm gonna, oddly enough, contradict that.
Okay.
Couple reasons. Number one, my wife has a friend, Jabbar. They grew up together.
Yeah.
He's married.
He's married.
She's married. That's where I'm going with this. Jabbar and I are now friends.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, you're like, all right, you got to make sure everybody is comfortable.
Yeah.
So we're good. I have a very good female friend in Richmond. And his sister.
Mhm.
She's my
Yeah.
sister. She's my middle daughter. She's her godmom.
Yeah.
So my ex-wife and I were her son's godparents, and she and her ex was my daughter's godparents.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like we're just friends. And like we get together today, Janelle sees her and they hug and they talk about what they talk about. They text each other separately, and everything is cool. I've never even thought about doing. And she's a good-looking woman. Just never looked at her that way.
That's your family, though. I mean, y'all, you were tight with their family.
Exactly. Her parents, are like my parents. So
a little different.
So never thought about that.
Mhm.
But now, as far as some single Negro being my wife's best friend, negative.
So if he was there before you guys got into it,
Unless he wants to pay these bills,
So you gonna tell her
raise
him?
these kids.
you got, right? Him
Him
or
or
me?
me? Do you want
Do
him?
you want him?
or me?
There
Do
you
you
go.
want me? Yeah.
Big
right.
bug.
The allergy to be the B
There
A.
it is. Big bug. Yeah. I need you to go find your own woman, man. You can't have mine.
Well, you know what? I'm confirmation to hear that, because actually when I got married the first go round, I had a lot of male friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, some people won't be accepting of it. And I did let go a lot of my friendships for my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I'm divorced. They're still, they're back into my life or whatever, but
Of course
I
they
get
are.
that.
And here's the
I'm
question.
aggressive.
And here's the question y'all didn't ask about that.
Okay.
About exes being friends. Because niggas were Klingons. That's a whole different animal. So now y'all dated.
Yeah.
And now y'all want to be friends. And you want me to be cool with that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They'll wait wait their time to circle the block.
So return to Mac, huh? Return to Mac. We gotta keep these songs.
Go for it, Lauren.
So we've talked about godparents, we've talked about kids. So I want to ask this question. My crew, one of the ladies asked, would you be pleased with your adult daughter marrying the man you are today? Would he be enough, do enough, represent well, and cover her?
Ditto. Yes.
Absolutely.
Is there a point in your life where you wouldn't want your adult
Oh, hell
daughter?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And what were those characteristics, I guess you could say, that, and would you tell your daughter, sweetie, I don't think he's a good fit for you? I'm gonna throw that one in there.
Yeah. Yes, and yes.
I know.
You know, some different points in life where we've all done dirt. I won't make that blanket statement.
No, you can make that. That's a blanket statement. You can make that blanket
Okay.
statement. It's safe.
All right. My brother said I can say it, so I'll say that. Some different points in life we were all done dirt. My father said to me when I got married, well, he wasn't alive before I got married. I was engaged one time before, and when I was going into that, and he said, "Never cheat, not once, because one time will give you permission to do it again."
Mm-hmm.
And I held true to that for 23 years. Prior to that, there were some dirt years. And, but as far as my daughter, yeah, I and try to exude to her an example today of who the guy is that I hope that she will encounter for herself and find. If I did not like them, absolutely would tell her, I'm not feeling this guy. I'm not feeling him at all. I've heard, I've heard it from other women that the worst thing, your daughters, two of them are older.
Mm-hmm.
You may have some more experience in this than I do. My daughter's 19. I have heard the worst thing that you can do with a girl child is to tell her that you do not like her choice of who it is that she is dating, because she's probably going to love him even more.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's what I can tell you. You ain't got to tell your daughter you don't like the choice. You can tell that nigga. Bruh, there's going to be some furniture moving up in here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make your life a living hell. So you going to probably want to break up with my daughter.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny. The man I am today, I would want my daughter to marry. Crazy thing is, the man I was just 12 years ago, a little bit before then, I would not. And that's not that long of a time. Yeah.
Okay. This is one I've been wanting to ask you.
Ask who?
You, DB.
Okay.
So what do you do to keep the spark in your marriage? Like if it can get harder, like, you know what I'm saying, with little children in the house or younger children in the house. How do you guys find balance in that?
I want to swing from a chandelier.
You want to, or do you? Because, you know, we think those things, but they don't happen.
Nah, here's what I will tell you. I date my wife. We will pick up and go on vacation and leave them kids elsewhere. And our vacations, and she probably gonna kill me. Our vacations are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cause we probably make up for lost time.
The F them kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we make up for lost time. You know, it is tough when they're at home and you have young kids. I mean, because she does so much for them kids. And we both do. I am the designated driver to school and pick her up from school. I'm the carpool dad, and that's my job. And I hate, that's why I don't travel anymore, because I don't like missing, dropping my kids off and picking them up. It's tough, but we know. You know, my wife, she probably wish I would keep my hands off of her, because she can't walk past me. I'm gonna touch her. I'm grabbing something.
That's good.
And she's like, I just wish you would stop. Like, I'm sorry. When I stop, I will be pushing up daisies.
Right.
But as long as we're in this here house, and you walk past me, I'm touching something.
That's good luck.
Gotta do it.
Yeah,
But no,
that's
it's tough with the kids, but you just gotta make it happen. You know,
I'm a firm believer of dating
yes.
your wife.
The
You
way
have
you
to.
got them, the way you
You keep them.
My dad always told me that.
My pastor in New York, we met him after we were married, but that was a constant lesson of his: is never stop dating. Y'all got these kids, never stop dating. We stopped dating. We stopped dating.
You stop dating, people stop dating. People have to understand also the importance of being best friends.
Yes.
And I think that's another thing that comes into play with relationships, whether married,
Absolutely.
courting, dating, partnership,
Yeah.
is that person truly your best friend?
Yeah.
Because no one should come between the two of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I spoke about that in the episode. Remember, I said I did not marry my best friend. I want to marry my best friend because if I can tell you anything and I feel like I'm not being a nuisance or annoying, and you're like, what? Like, okay, like you got to be in it with me. I want you in the story. I want you to be, intentional, so that's when you know you got your best friend, like literally. And and I pray for that. So that's really good.
This is funny, almost every day, we miss a day here and there, but almost every day after we're done working, we go sit on the bed and play Monopoly Go. It's a Monopoly card that we are addicted to. We kick the kids out, they try to come in and go to bed, we're like, nope, go back to your room, watch TV. We play about 3 to 5 hands of Monopoly Go, and it's always the best out of 5 or the best out of 7 or whatever, and we talk mad trash to each other. But that's our unwinding.
Right, that's reset, yeah.
And
I get that.
just work. Kids just got home. We're gonna feed them, and then we're gonna play Monopoly Go. And then it's time to put the kids to bed. And time for us to wind down. It's kind of our routine. It's a lot of fun. It's like me talking to my homie and talking to one of my boys and whatever. She's my best friend.
I did not marry my best friend. I didn't marry my best friend. And one thing I will share with ladies as well too. And the 4 of us have had this conversation just on communications and brothers not talking. And Laura, you smiling like you got that question on your paper. But in talking about brothers not talking, without question, I believe with everything in me, if a man is vulnerable enough to open up to you like they would open up to their best friend, and in that moment or after that moment of vulnerability is ever used as a weapon against him,
You won't ever get it back.
you will never get that trust back. And that happened a few times. And she never got it back. That's real.
That's reverse too.
And so with that, giving advice to individuals who are single and our friends. You all have spoken about this before and how women, we have our circle of friends. We talk about things when we're on the dating scene. We talk about how we present ourselves, things like that. When it comes to men, single friends, do y'all hold each other accountable when you know they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're out here dating, etc.? Or do you just brush it off like, you'll just do what you do? Do you all hold each other accountable like we do? Or even at some point? I know dating is a game, right? And we understand that you're going to have fun, but you get to a point in life where you're no longer a child and you put away childish things, right? And we're getting to points in our life, especially the second half living. Do you all check your crew like, yo, that ain't good, my man, do you all do what we do behind the scenes with our sister circle?
Let me ask you this: are you talking when you say you all? Are you asking us specifically, or are you saying
Men
is
in
this something
general.
that men in
You
general?
all respond the way you respond, but make sure you clarify. Right?
So
because remember, this isn't just about us.
right.
Right.
So personally, I do.
Okay.
I think I said it on
You
one
did.
episode that I'm like, they're like, man, who are you?
Right.
You know, where did you get this moral compass from all of a sudden?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But at some point, man, and again, a lot of it goes back to spirituality and beliefs. I got to make it into heaven,
Mm-hmm.
and so, and I want as many of my friends to get there as well. And I don't want it to be because we were cheating on our spouses or whatever. Be the piece that's holding us. If you don't get in, you don't get in. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I don't want it to be that.
Right.
I mean, there's probably a myriad of things that I can not make it into heaven on, but it won't be that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to make it in. So I think at some point you have to grow up and you do have to hold your friends accountable. Because here's the other thing. Birds of a feather flock together, and those that don't still fly south for the winter.
Yeah. True. That is true.
And so I can't hang out with him if he's tripping, because my wife's gonna be like, it's just a matter of time before you doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't have that. I can't lose that trust. I got a woman who trusts me implicitly,
Yep.
and I cannot lose that on the strength of one of my boys.
Yep.
I just and I just won't do it. So
And at this point, I mean, in this dynamic right here, I've got Janelle's trust.
mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't want to lose that because this is my family.
Mhm.
And the flip side of that is, this is again not just my business partner. This is my little brother. If I thought he was going left, we got words. Because what he's got is too valuable to remotely go in a path of jeopardizing it. Can't do it. Cannot do it. I remember an occasion, much younger, but remember an occasion where, we were marrying age or whatever, and went and picked up one of my boys from his crib, knew his wife and his children, to go to a bachelor party. And this bachelor party was
A bachelor party.
it was a bachelor party. It was transactional bachelor party. And I'm like, no, bro, no. I just picked you up from your crib. I know your wife and kids. No, put your money back, bro. What you doing? I was really just kind of in a state of, I was like, I took him from his home. And it was never the same.
Which is why I
And I spoke to
So
him.
that's what I was going to ask. So are you all still friends? Did that fail because
Still-
you started looking at him in a different way?
It definitely looking in a different way. My the second part of my dad's message to me is, if this man will cheat on his wife and there are children involved, he's not only cheating on his wife, he's cheating on his kids. And if he cheat on his kids, and my dad did not curse, he said, he don't give a F about you. You can't trust that person.
Wow.
And here's the other thing. In most cases, we have a friendship, at least at some level, even if it's surface level, with the spouse.
Yeah.
I can't look at her knowing that I just had her guy out chasing skirts. I can't look at her the same. I'm gonna, when she's talking to you, you're gonna be looking like this. You're gonna be looking away while she's talking, because you can't make eye contact.
Right.
So that's DB and Chill, or that's Michael and Darren. What about the Maxes? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Did you hear
Yeah, I did. Hadn't heard that one.
Masses. I don't know how much folks are checking. Men are checking other men.
And it's not just about checking them in terms of cheating. They can be checking them in terms of spending
Yeah,
time
correct.
with your family,
Right.
Yeah.
not working so much,
Right.
everything. And
Yeah.
I check brothers on all of that.
Right.
Not just, hey, man, you don't need to cheat on your wife. No, hey, yo, dude, you work too much. You need to get some sleep. Man, this is why your wife is tripping. You ain't never home. You're working all the time. Yeah, I know she likes the money and likes the lifestyle that you're giving, but bruh, guess what? She'd like more for you to be there. So it's a number of things. At this point in life, I don't have a problem. And guess what? If I lose a friend, doing the right thing,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
And that's again what we always talk about, choosing you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that gives us a good point in this dialogue. Again, the importance of choosing you.
No doubt.
Come on, I thought y'all had some hard questions.
Some hard
I mean, we wanna be
questions.
invited
You
back
know what I mean?
on
We
this
do. We
side.
don't want to, like, come too hard now.
And we also wanted to make sure we brought from the ladies who've been watching, who've
Right.
invested
We wanted to.
in the Soul of a Man podcast.
Y'all don't understand how much we appreciate it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny, when we started this, we thought we were going to be talking to a bunch of brothers, and that quickly changed for whatever reason.
Right.
So anything we can do to help the ladies without giving away too much of the G code.
Right. Right.
Because we still got some allegiance to our brothers.
Yep.
But the ultimate goal is to make sure that we keep our families whole.
Right.
Regardless of the relationship status between men and women.
Mm-hmm.
We need each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do through the eyes of a woman for the soul of a man, we want to be here as well.
I got one question for the both of you. In talking to your friends and family, your female, your sister circle, is there a theme of one or two things that they have in common that they have deemed difficulties in dating in this second half?
I'll easily say what we always talk about, and that's part of what I harp on, is communication and just being transparent. Because we've heard this all our lives. The truth will come to light. It will eventually come to light. And like you said, let's save us some time. We're having to learn people at a different age and learn so much about someone. It's almost put it on the table and let me decide if I'm willing to hear you out, respond and not react, and decide, you know what, let's consider this journey together and see where it leads. Instead of me wondering, wishing, hoping, that type of thing.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
Well, guys, ladies, we appreciate you all taking over.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to be on this side of the microphone and not have to prepare as much and everything to the people you're interviewing or for the people you're interviewing. So we appreciate y'all's time, and we appreciate y'all taking time out of your schedules to do this. Sheila, you drove all the way from Northern Virginia to be here, so we appreciate it. We appreciate your friend circles for assisting you all with the questions. Hopefully we were able to answer some of them and help.
And then if not, there's the after party.
There's always the after party. We can definitely do that again. But we appreciate you all. You guys are our family for life. We suspect that your circle will be our family for life as well. Until the next time, that's it of Soul of Man through the eyes of a woman. We out.
Yeah.